Good evening. This video will define constructivist learning. We will focus the theory discussion on Gardner's multiple intelligences. I will show modern relevance for multiple intelligences, and I'll provide tips on implementation that you can do in your classroom with technology. When trying to explain what constructivist learning theory is, we must first discover what constructivism is. Constructivism is based on the research of Dewey, Braun, and Piaget. And these men theorize that when students personally interact with the concepts that they need to learn, they're going to do so in a more genuine and meaningful way, which in effect is going to increase the mastery of the overall material. So what does this mean? It means that students who personally interact in a way that is real to the way they learn is going to learn better and retain more than a student who is faced with one type of learning. Learners construct their knowledge through individual personal experiences. So who is Howard Gardner? Howard Gardner is a psychologist that was born in 1943. But in 1983, when he was 40 years old, he developed the theory of multiple intelligences. Now, take a minute to remember what it was like in your school, how you loved certain ways of doing things and how you disliked ways of learning. Each of your students is just as unique as you were when you were in school. Now, according to Cognity.com, the multiple intelligences that started out in the 80s were really created to fine-tune a teacher's way of teaching to students who learned differently. They created 7 categories as intelligences, and Gardner believed that most were either visual and spatial, logical and mathematical, verbal and linguistic, musical, kinesthetic, intrapersonal, and intrapersonal. And whether or not you subscribe to it, you can't deny that it sounds really good. So how does all of this fit into your classroom, the modern classroom? Well, way back in 2010, before the pandemic was a thing, before e-learning really took off, a man named Alfred De Janeiro decided that he would do a study based on multiple intelligences and e-learning, multiple intelligences and technology. And what he found was that students who were exposed to technology while incorporating multiple intelligences were meeting the challenge that was put in front of them to keep up with the way the world was rotating. We have a number of advances in technology since 2010. We have multiple ways of doing things, all that are technology based. And students who use technology in their wheelhouse with Gardner's multiple intelligences are more apt to be able to keep up with those changes, more apt to enter the workforce ready to go, and are more apt to accept changes in technology and changes in their environment. So how can you implement multiple intelligences with technology in your classroom? Traditional school activities, according to TeachHub, focus primarily on linguistic and logical mathematic intelligences. This is your traditional school model. And this is usually what gets in the way of educators implementing multiple intelligences because they simply just don't know how to do it. So here I'm going to show you some ways that you can teach multiple intelligences and reach them with technology. In order to reach a linguistic student, You're going to need to ask them to write a story about what they're teaching. Learning. They can write an instruction manual or a script. You could have them do videos or design a brochure. Logical and mathematical students are very into problem solving. They're going to need databases and collections of documents to formulate into one source. Interpersonal learners work well in groups. They understand people and they can be leaders and followers, but they do collaboration very well. Now, intra-linguistic learners, they are all about retrospect. They need activities that allow them to reflect. So, a blog, a journal entry, an analyzation of dreams. Those sorts of things are going to be what you want to use. Now, Glogster and Weebly have fantastic blog pre-made websites that you can teach your students to use. Naturalistic learners need to get outside. They need to get out and move. So how can you use technology to reach a naturalist learner? One great way is to have them make a film. Take them outside and film themselves interacting with nature. If that's not an option, have them watch nature videos. Bodily kinesthetic learners need to physically stimulate their environment. So a use of online coding systems or a dance function will really get them interested in what you're learning. Your visual spatial learners are easy. Use Minecraft as a fantastic introduction to picture smart students. Have them mind map. Musical students can write their music into song and use software editing technology to incorporate their lyrics and their music to present their project. There are a number of ways that technology can be used in your classroom, and it should absolutely not be a source of fear or anxiety. I'd like to leave you with a couple of quotes. In closing, technology can provide students with the proper medium through which they may demonstrate and present their mastery of the subject through technology-based project learning. With so many media available in today's classrooms, the utilization of technology as a means to demonstrate mastery of content becomes not only convenient, but also effective as a teaching and planning tool. The learners become teachers in their presentations, and teachers become advisors and mentors through student learning. That's what Ray Jin from Pepperdine University said when he discussed multiple intelligences and technology in the classroom. My favorite quote, though, comes from a study from Laura McDaniel and Alan Jackson. And they said, the use of Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, coupled with an understanding of how effective technology can enhance the learning community, can meet the diverse learning needs of all students. And we all know that our classrooms are more and more diverse. And as the years progress, they're going to become even more diverse. And students are going to bring in all of their life experiences. If you as an educator can meet them with those life experiences and give them something in their wheelhouse, you will see mastery, you will see achievement, and you will see success.